Happy Sunday, everybody. This is Shay, also Shay All Day, because it is Sunday, which I went and I discovered that I just found my new favorite cafes. I went there at some very prophetic, revelatory moments in the situation, and one of the other things that I'm coming to recognize, like, not only since I have disconnected from toxic people, have my gifts return. I have always been a deep dreamer, a visionary, and I've always been able to get a lot of insight and information through my dreams. And when I was out there, I wasn't able to do that. I really wasn't. And reading wasn't the same either. I would read and I felt so disconnected. And I'm like a really deep, like all sensory, extra perception type of person. When I read a book, when I read something, I'm literally inside the words. It's like watching a movie. It's like hearing, tasting, seeing, being deeply involved with that. And I was so disconnected. And so I went to this cafe and the vibes were definitely right. I felt it. Like I just felt, I could feel it when I walked in. And I ordered a nice coffee. I was in the mood for a nice coffee, but I actually added sweetener this time. And the sweetener was just the right amount of sweetness. And I've been supposed to be reading this book forever and a day, and I've been lagging on it because I just wasn't able to focus. I've been so exhausted from being around just literally everything that drained me, toxic people, just environments, the habits that I had taken in that were supposed to be comfortable, but they really weren't. They were just like literally just tearing my spirit apart. So I started reading this book again, and I just couldn't help but just be so mesmerized by the fact that I could see, hear. It wasn't just the words, and it felt so good to be back. So God is restoring me in this season. A lot of things that I was detached from, the brain fog, like the spiritual energy that was like, it was really bondage that had been all over me, that had been weighing me down for so many years that I'd gotten used to it, that I lost touch with the heart of truly who I am. And I am not a person that likes a lot of attention. I don't like to be in the limelight. I don't like to be around people constantly. I am very secretive and actually very private. And so there's a lot of mystery. And a lot of people want to try to get in my head. They want to know what I'm up to. And I don't. Like, it's like if I let you in and like just like a sliver, just a slice, then that means that you are very important to me. And not that many people, like, I don't think anybody really has gotten to that depth of me, of actually really getting to know who the person behind all of this is, because there haven't been many people that have had the patience and the depth and the type of mindset to not, for one, take it personally, and to really be in tune to like having that sort of feeling when you get into like even something that's like literally dense, like a really good deep book that you have to take your time with in a lot of ways. Like you have to use all aspects of your mind, not just the prefrontal cortex, not the hypothalamus, but everything. It's a deep dive, and then also being inquisitive, curiosity. And so I haven't met anybody like that in the entirety of my life. I've met a lot of, on the surface level, people who have tried to make me into who they thought I was. The types of non-reflective, non-depth going questions, and just like being very surface level with, just external things. And that is actually a huge turnoff to me because I'm deeply cerebral, but I don't get the opportunities to actually meet a lot of people of that level. And a lot of times when I do meet those people, I actually get a charge from it. I feel seen. I feel connected to something. But otherwise, like, since I'm more of like an individual, but just very much introverted, like I get a lot of that just being in my own space. And then like if I'm like in my right mind and I'm, healthy psychologically, emotionally, which I really am recharging from a lot of spiritual warfare, I can get into deeply creative spots. And I haven't really been able to tap into that just yet, but I feel it coming. And it's really a good place to be. And that is like the biggest gift, like crashing out of 2025, which has been a great year all around. And this is like my last, I'm only getting Sunday off because I'm going to be working Monday through Friday, which is something that I'm very excited with because I can go and, celebrate God, Jesus. And I'm not a church person because a lot of the church people are indoctrinated. They're very much into religiosity, and it's like they're like memorizing things, but you don't feel it in the spirit. And I am deeply spiritual. So I find myself veering away from the church people because they're very hypocritical. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't have any hidden agendas. I don't have anything that I'm hiding. I really am who I am. And when I say something, I mean it. There is no hidden agenda. There's no it's not cryptic. And so it's always interesting for me to see people like thinking that there was more behind like what I said and like what I was doing. Like, no, the only thing that has a deeper meaning is like when you actually take the time to actually ask me questions and be curious, because I'm a very curious person, but I don't let a lot of people in. I constantly am just like, I'm always observing. I have these rich, deep emotions, and I'm very sensitive. So I stay away from things like the news, etc., etc. But I have a very richly vivid, creative imagination. I can imagine things like, I'm looking at this video right now in 3D space, move around here, see, like, I didn't realize that most people don't think like that. And although I don't really believe in a lot of worldly things, I am actually, in fact, one of the rarest personality types. I am an INFJ. If you want to categorize me, like, that is what I will always be tested and labeled as, answering those questions. But the traits and characteristics do fit me a lot to a T. Of course, there are things that are uniquely just like out there, like outliers. If you do statistical analysis and things like that, not everything within this universe can be accounted for. So I'm just saying, I'm really excited. I had iced coffee. I think it's kind of kicking in. It's kind of amping me up, and I've been having like these mean ass sinus issues, and so I've had to take sinus medicine to get this to all like just drain and within my ears. I'm also hungry, so I'm gonna go get me something to eat. But I don't really care for superficial like, oh, like you're cute, or I've been thinking about you, like, and you don't ask any questions, like you don't really care about compatibility or anything like that. And also, I'm not desperate, and I've never been like a relationship type of person in that form. So romantic relationships have never been the focus for me. I don't even know if like human relationships, I like people, but to a certain degree, but I don't really need to be that close to everybody, I guess is what I'm saying. So yeah, I am kind of an anomaly, but I do like the idea of like, establishing like the depths of really getting to know someone, because I'm very curious. So a lot of people take that for granted. They always assume different things about that, and I didn't realize this. I've been accused of being a flirt. Come to find out, it wasn't really flirting with these people. It's just that this is the way the world works. People think that if you're nice to them, you want them. And I can guarantee you, I don't want you. If I did, I actually would be very direct and I would tell you. So that's the thing about me. I really do mean what I say. I think I want barbecue. What do you guys think about barbecue? I haven't had barbecue in a while. Happy Sunday.